Okay, so hello and happy Valentine's Day to my wonderful followers and the awesome people of Tumblr. Seeing as it is Valentine's Day, or Singles Awareness Day as I like to call it, I thought I'd do another poetry reading, and this is going to be the first of two poems I read tonight. So the first one is not so much a love poem, it's a love story in poem form. It's The Highwayman by Alfred Noyes, and the poet isn't very famous, but I'm pretty sure most, if not, well, most of you will have heard of, if not heard, some of this poem before, and I hope you enjoy it. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. He'd a French-cocked hat on his forehead, a bunch of lace in his chin, a coat of claret velvet, breeches of brown doeskin. They fitted with never a wrinkle. His boots were up to the thigh, and his robe was a jewel in twinkle. His pistol butts a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle, under the jewelled sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the darkening yard. He tapped with his whip on the shutters. The all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Beth, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. And dark in the old inn yard, a stable whipping creaked, where Tim the ostler listened. His face was white and peaked. His eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like mouldy hay. But he loved the landlord's daughter, the landlord's red-lipped daughter. Dumb as a dog he listened, and heard the robber say, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight. But I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet they press me sharply, and harry me through the day. And look for me by the moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." He rose upright in the stirrups. He scarce could reach her hand. She loosened her hair in the casement. His face burnt like a brand, as the black cascade of perfume came tumbling over his breast, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight, its sweet black waves in the moonlight. And he tugged at his rein in the moonlight, and galloped away to the west. He did not come in the dawning. He did not come at noon, and out of the tawny sunset before the rise of the moon. When the road was a gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a red-coat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the old inn door. They said no word to the landlord. They drank his ale instead. They gagged his daughter and bound her to the foot of her narrow bed. Two of them knelt at a casement with muskets at their side. There was death at every window, and hell at one dark window, for Bess could see through a casement the road that he would ride. They had tied her up to attention with many a snigger and jest. They had bound a musket beside her with the barrel beneath her breast. "Now keep good watch," and they kissed her. She heard the dead man say, "Look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." She twisted her hands behind her. All the knots held good. She writhed until her fingers were wet with sweat or blood. They stretched and strained in the darkness, and the hours go by like years. Well, now on the stroke of midnight, cold on the stroke of midnight, the tip of one finger touched it. The trigger at last was hers. The tip of one finger touched it. She strove no more for the rest. Up she stood to attention, with the barrel beneath her breast. She would not risk their hearing. She would not strive again. The road lay bare in the moonlight, blank and bare in the moonlight, and the blood of her veins in the moonlight throbbed to her love for fame. Had they heard it? The horse hoofs ringing clear. In the distance, were they deaf that they did not hear? Down the ribbon of moonlight, over the brow of the hill, the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The redcoats looked to their priming. He stood up straight and still. In the frosty silence, in the echoing night, nearer he came and nearer. Her face was like a light. Her eyes grew wide for a moment. She drew one last deep breath, and her finger moved in the moonlight, and her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warned him with her death. He turned, he spurred to the westward. He did not know who stood, bowed with her head over the musket, drenched with her own red blood. Not till the dawn he heard it, and slowly blanched to hear her Bess, the landlord's black-eyed daughter. What for her love in the moonlight, and died in the darkness there. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white road smoking behind him and his rapier brandished high. Blood red were his spurs in the golden noon, wine red was his velvet coat, when they shot him down on the highway, down like a dog on the highway, and he lay in his blood on the highway, with the bunch of lace at his foot. And still of a winter's night, they say, when the wind is in the trees, when the moon is a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas, when the road is oval of moonlight over the purple moor, a highwayman comes riding, 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 a highwayman comes riding up to the old inn door. Over the cobbles he crosses, and climbs from the dark inn yard, and he taps with his whip on the shutters, but all is locked and barred. He whistles a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Beth, the landlord's daughter, passing a dark red love knot into the long black sky. Volume 2 coming up very soon.